starting at the center of the green, trying to cut towards the hole.
Beautiful distance control. Yep. That will leave a very makeable putt with a little bit of movement from left to right. All right, Lonto Griffin next play.
149 for Lonto, and as we saw yesterday, if you were watching, this guy hits his short irons a long way. He should have no problem getting a wedge all the way there. Pull. Ball's not moving at all. He won't be happy with this result.
That was that fly long. Unbelievable.
In the meantime, back out to the ninth.
And Justin Thomas from just 148 yards. Rahm in there with a very makeable putt, so important shot. Oh, yeah. Another perfectly controlled iron, just the right distance as we go to 10.
And Patrick Cantlay on the tee of this short par 4. He's got driver out, and it looks like, so he's going to get it up there as far as possible.
There's a couple bunkers out there you need to avoid, especially the little one on the right-hand side. And if it's in the fairway, ooh, that's the one. Yeah, that's going to be fine. He's got a pretty simple shot from there.
And over to the par 5 11th, Bubba Watson's been having an outstanding week. He likes the way this golf course sets up for his creative eye, shaping the ball right to left, left to right.
If you can put the ball on the fairway, you can hit shots like that into these par 5s, Dan. That's what the leaders have done.
But he's high for 4th at 18 under. Has a good round going, 6 under through the first 12 holes.
You know, thought maybe somebody would have a chance to run these guys down from back in the pack today, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Corey Connors got a good round going, but he's a little too far back, I think. But Patrick Cantlay, this guy right here, 12th in the world. Sorry, that was Cameron Champ. But Cantlay's 12th in the world, and he's got a good round going. So he's the one guy in the pack that's trying to run these guys down.
And back over at 9, Lonto Griffin will have a lengthy putt for birdie.
Certainly the first couple of days of this tournament, he was making quite a lot of putts from this kind of distance, and those that weren't going in were really having a good look.
Yeah, second in the field in strokes gained putting for the week. Bones gaining some 6+ strokes on the field through 3 rounds. A good call there. Right on cue.
That is so huge for Lonto Griffin mentally after that double bogey at 3.
Yeah, he was saying, though, he was really looking forward to the opportunity to play with these two great players. You know, he referenced the fact, Paul, and we touched on it yesterday, where all he's played. I mean, you know, mini tours, PGA Tour Latin America, the Korn Ferry Tour, and just having an opportunity to...
Yeah, this is what he dreams of.
Sure, absolutely. So just to be out here playing with these, the second and third ranked players in the world, it's a real treat.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, you know, with the Sherwood Forest, maybe he could pull a little Robin Hood on these two guys that have cha-chinged the last 4 or 5 years out here. But we'll see. Lonto got off to that rough start, but he's 1 under now through 9.
I see where you went there, Sam.
Yeah.
Into the film Robin Hood shot here in Lake Sherwood area.
And that little piece it impacted me yesterday.
Yes, it did. Glad you were listening. It's good to hear.
All right, very makeable putt here for Rahm from just under 10 feet.
Very little break.
Chance to get it in the hole first. Yep. Okay. Just snuck in the right corner. Nice little outward 9 of 32. And for the moment, a co-leader.
Just look at their eyes today. Watch Rahm's eyes and Justin Thomas's eyes as they do battle. And what now is slowly but surely becoming match play.
Results when 18 under par or better through 54 holes. Justin Thomas has a way of getting it done. He's turned all those other times into victories. Can he turn this 19 under 54 hole score into his 14th PGA Tour win? And always not far from Justin Thomas's side as his father, Gary.
Yeah, Mike, PGA professional, club back in Kentucky, and Justin's only instructor. And I don't think I've ever been out at a tournament where Mike has not been there.
I haven't. It's regularity at its best, and he is there every step of the way. He could be on his way to get another golf ball that Justin Thomas gives him for every win that his dad will put in his office eventually.
All right, to retake the lead. Yeah. I think he felt like he hit a good putt. Maybe perhaps a little bit of a misread.
As the week's gone on, Justin Thomas has actually putted better and hit it maybe just a little bit worse, but Rahm's the opposite. He is, of course, he's putting better now, but
to go.
He finally from at the short par 4.
No reason not to hit it close here. Oh, a rare miss.
And that's a B. And up to 13 for birdie. Corey Connors needs to just keep filling it up to give himself a chance. Wow. That's exactly what he's doing. That'll be a tap-in birdie for Bubba. Well, this just happened over near the 18th green. Jim Herman is in the penalty area hitting his third shot. And look what happened here. That was Rory McIlroy shouting, "Get in there." It just didn't quite cooperate.
You know, that's the kind of guy Rory is, too.
Herman got into the field when Adam Scott was forced to withdraw because of COVID. So Herman taking full advantage of his week and getting a chance to play with Rory McIlroy, who, by the way, is going to record the most birdies in his career. And we go back to the tee, and Jon Rahm's got the big stick.
Well, there's a lot of options here at 10. Seen several players lay up short of the bunker on the left, but that's not in play with this club. The one on the right is, and that is not the place to be.
And see how Justin Thomas has ruled the back nine here at Sherwood this week.
Rahm is sending a message right here on 10. I'm going to hit driver. You can chase me if you want.
Taking it down the left edge, looking for some cut.
First time he's actually holding it. It'll kick right. Oh, but not enough. And first time he's actually holding it. Not that far from the hole. It's not a real hard shot, but you'd much rather be in the fairway.
And not that far away from that Rahm shot is Cantlay, still looking over this third.
And yeah, Zing, you brought up a great point. That was quite a bit of a miss distance-wise for Cantlay, but nonetheless has come up short with a decent lie. Should be able to slide this wedge underneath and get it to come out soft and just run out just a bit.
Bogey in 54 holes. He's probably chipping like a genius. That's going to be another par save.
Yeah, you hate to let a birdie hole get away, but Cantlay looks like he is going to be able to save par there. So here's McIlroy for birdie. He's got 29 birdies. This would be number 30. He's already eclipsed the most birdies he's ever made in a 72-hole event. And so he is going to finish with 29 birdies, but there have been too many big scores, especially on a course like this thing. So 8 bogeys, 3 doubles alongside that line. But Rory had made 26 and 27 birdies, the most in his career, before 29 here at Sherwood. As Thomas steps up here at the 10th, and we'll get a look at his tee shot with our Top Tracer powered by Top Golf.
And a chance for JT to gain a bit of an advantage. He can put it on the short grass.
Trying to hit a draw here. Just up the right side.
Get the fairway somehow.
Oh, that bunker is not far from the hole, but man, that's going to be a hard shot, Dan.
Ahead of 12.
Cameron Smith with a chance for a 2 here, a rare 2 at this lengthy par 3. Yeah, nicely done. And only the 7th birdie of the day, as the par 3 is playing the longest it has the entire week as we go to 18.
So McIlroy, who of course is gearing up for another run at that elusive green jacket.
You know, you can't make 29 birdies unless you make a bunch of putts, and when Rory goes to Augusta, I think that's going to be the key. Tee to green, that place sets up beautifully for Rory, and if he can make those pressure putts there, maybe he can complete the Grand Slam.
And with the November Masters, you might need to bring that hoodie along for it as well.
All right, nice par putt for Cameron Champ there at 12. He remains at 18 under par, but that's a full 4 shots behind. Our co-leaders, Justin Thomas and Jon Rahm, neither with a good
right location in the green.
Come on with the cameras, man. Pay attention. We're over here hitting. Thank you.
You don't want that early click to get you. Because he's got to get the ball to get up on that top shelf if he can. The green faces him a bit. That's the challenge out of the rough.
If he does that, the strike has to be perfect because there's a bunker between he and the flag. This came out nicely. Good looking.
Oh, wow.
Good. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Trickle back a little, maybe. Yeah. No, that's the key to that shot, getting it up there on the right level. Oh, boy, I don't know, but it just looks like JT's got his hands full here, Bones.
Certainly, Zing, he's got, a lip issue for sure if it came out a little thin. But what's that much tougher about this shot is because we've had some rain today, the sand is a little wetter, presents more of a problem in terms of imparting clean contact. Got to get up a little bit. Okay, and that's going to really spin back and leave an incredibly long putt.
That's the level I was talking about. There's a pretty big slope there, and you hit a shot out of the sand from 90 some odd yards, you're going to put all kinds of spin on it. He caught this pretty cleanly, Bones. It sounded good, and the way it reacted when it hit the green, I know he flushed it. He needed. It's a big deal to him.
Yeah, you would imagine Rahm would win it someday. Justin Thomas already has.
This looks similar to the putt Cantlay had earlier. Left to right breaker. It's pretty quick. But a chance to really put the pressure on Justin Thomas if he can hold this. It's for birdie. Not going to do it. JT will have that little knee knocker there to remain tied for the lead.
And up at 11, appears that Cantlay is giving this par 5 a go from 261, Noda?
Yeah, and on paper that 261 doesn't seem like it's too much to carry, but he's going to face about a 12 to 13 yard uphill, so maybe just a touch of hurt. So he's going to have to tattoo this just a bit. It came out kind of low. It's going to need a run.
It's running. Getting good. Yep, that's a terrific shot.
Good chance for Cantlay to get it up and down for his latest birdie. Keep the pressure on Rahm and Thomas. Just a beautiful area of the world here, 40 miles outside of Los Angeles at Sherwood. Justin Thomas trying to stay at that 22 under number. You don't want to give one back, especially on a short par 4 like this.
No, and in the back of his mind, to me, like when I got over these putts and it was at this point in the round, it's all about, what you feel inside. It's not so much about your technique. It's, I don't want to look like I'm choking here if I miss this. That's kind of how I used to think. I want this guy to know I'm sticking around, and this putt has a lot more meaning than just for par, especially with the par 5 coming up. Rahm's going to have the honor. He's driven it unbelievably well this week, as has Justin Thomas.
Thomas has proven to be a very good closer when he leads at 36 holes and 54. He's got that par save.
That means so much to him. I can't even tell you, Dan, going to that next tee. That is huge.
So 7 birdies this week on the par 5s so far.
It's so critical, though, to put the ball in the fairway on these par 5s. This is the only par 5 you can reach into if you don't put it on the fairway. Rahm's not going to have that problem. That is a mile down there.
647 under par. Meant to say there, not birdies, but point taken. All right, Champ is over at the par 5 13th. Coming underneath the tree.
Swing, ball. Swing.
Pretty nicely done.
Yeah, this is a tough area around the green here at 13. If you hit a good drive, these guys are going to be going for it. But if they miss at 13, they've got their work cut out to get it up and in.
Thomas has birdied 11 all 3 days, Bones.
Yeah, back into a pretty stiff wind all of a sudden. The conditions out here are getting tougher by the minute, it seems.
As Rahm said yesterday,
After the free relief there.
Yeah, he had a choice, Zing. Interesting, to drop in the primary, the intermediate, or the fairway. Tried to drop it in the intermediate rough. It actually rolled back a few feet into not a really good lie. Was a little surprised how far the ball rolled out when he looked up at his caddy, but I think it's forcing his hand here. He's going to have to try and squeeze something in with a little bit low to try and get it to run up over this false front.
yeah, he's going to play this one of two ways. He's either going to stick the leading edge in the ground and chip it and bump it up in there, or he's going to try to clip this thing with his hands back and get the ball in the air. One or the other. Kind of maybe a little bit halfway in between, but that's just okay.
Boy, these par fives so critical for Cantlay, who's still giving chase 2 back. You almost have to birdie him if you're Cantlay to try to keep pace with Thomas.
Yeah, it's too bad. He was really looking at a chance to make a big jump on the board. Now he's struggling for par.
Here's Connors at 15.
Yeah, ball well below his feet. Downhill lie out of the thick grass. Well, that's pretty well done. Nicely done. Connors only had one top 10 finish last season, and that was in the Zozo Championship when he tied for 6th. Did manage to finish 53rd in the FedEx Cup point standings, though. As we go back to the 11th.
And Palmer for par, and he's been utilizing a new technique on his golf ball, Zing. He's got a line on it now for the, 3rd week or so, and he said it's made a huge difference in his putting.
Yeah, linear versus non-linear. When you put the line down, you're the linear guy, and it's not what he normally does, but I think he just reined in his aim a little bit, Noda, and he's putted fantastic for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, Zing, sometimes those little visual switches will just allow you to trust your stroke in the path of your blade.
You know, one of the things these guys
Boom. There it
want
is.
to be able to, yeah, they want to be able to assume their aim correctly. You know, that's the one thing. To be aimed correctly, and then you just hope you read it right. And,
Yeah, he started using.
sometimes you're not
using the line at the Shriners because his alignment had just been way off. Back to 15.
Connors for par. Ooh. Not a good stroke there. So that will drop him back to 18 under par. First bogey of the day for Corey Connors. Let's go back to 11.
Big putt here for Cantlay.
It really is. I mean, you got to assume that Rahm or Thomas is going to play well this back 9, so this is a must-make in order to keep pace for Cantlay. It's straight up the hill. There's not much in it, so just a matter of trusting the stroke.
Yeah, he's 2 back, so that's to get for the moment within 1. Good stroke.
Oh, that is so solid.
So good.
Well, he knew he had to have that. These guys that he's trying to run down, they don't have any let up in them. This is just as good as it gets right here. If you watch out straight back and straight through, and then when you see the impact, it's just dead in the center of the face.
There was nothing wrong with that.
Well,
Dead center. Now onto green. Griffin back in the fairway.
231, Dan, and Rahm will be watching this intently to see how hard the wind affects this ball. It's playing quite thick, going back up into the wind and the elements.
Well, here's where Rahm has played from all 3 previous rounds. Round 1, he was up there with a birdie. He made eagle from back there in that position.
He parred it yesterday. He almost holed his second shot, went over the green and didn't get it up and in. And big chance here for Rahm to put the pressure on Justin Thomas, who's forced a layup.
Absolutely can make a statement, as you say, Zing. 222 with a 3-iron.
No.
It's on, just right of the flag now, heading towards the green side bunker.
Yeah, easy bunker shot for Lanto and Rahm from there.
Well, it has been raining off and on, a little bit misting out here, so there's a little bit of moisture out there in the fairways and greens.
It's just another element that you have to think about.
Up at 13. Bubba get a chance to see some of his artistry here.
Yeah, this guy's magical. And he's got a heck of an imagination. He kicked it out there to the right on purpose, or to the left, I guess, from his angle.
And on Picasso's birthday, another example.
Another Picasso, yeah.
But, you know, you never know when you can weave these things in. All right, over at 11, Thomas looking over his third, Bones.
104 yards back up into the wind, and certainly, Dan, one of the things that is really tough on a lot of power players on the PGA Tour, any tour, is their inability to take spin off of a shot like this.
You think it's 10 yards at hurt?
You think it's less?
I'm thinking 8 to 10, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely good. Yep.
You're making a great point, Bones, because of the way this hole is and where it sits. We just saw Ryan Palmer drive it off the green. You're so right about spin here.
JT is typically very, very good at it. He tends to take one more club and take that much more spin off of it because of that.
Yeah, well, we talked about his ability to swing with a variety of speeds in these finesse zones, and you know, he really is the pin high master here on the PGA Tour. Yeah, pretty good shot.
All right, bye.
He did just what you said, Bones. He soft-armed that, took all the spin. He could have easily hit a hard way.
Third shot, par 5 11th for Rahm.
96 yards, and well, there's another one that fails to find the putting surface. We go to 11.
And this was earlier from that same bunker that Rahm played out of.
That'll work.
Yes, it will. And that should be a birdie indeed for Lanto as well. And up at 13, see if Bubba can finish this one off.
Well, he deserves it. What a good shot that was.
He is fun to watch play. Oh.
3% downhill, and I can't get it there.
The mind never stops. Here's Thomas's route here to this par 5 11th.
Yeah, he kind of sliced it over here into the sandy stuff. He curved another one right into the middle of the fairway from 104 yards. JT put a nice soft arm little wedge on it and did control the spin. Very easy to pull that ball back off the green. Bones is down there. I'm guessing it might go a little left, Bones.
Certainly will, Paul. And certainly it's late on Sunday, as we know, and you guys have been talking a lot about how much Rahm and Justin are going to see of each other in moments like these for years and years to come, Ryder Cups to come, and they're different guys, different bodies from different parts of the world, but one thing's for sure, they are both incredibly intense. They will not be walking off the next tee talking about where they went for dinner last night.
No. The tee shot cost him. 11th hole, very easily reachable in 2 if you hit a good tee shot.
And Rahm will have a chance to take over the lead as we go back to Cantley.
And his second shot here at the par 312.
Gary, this is going to require a crafty and calculated effort. The grain is growing straight away from him, so just wants to grab the hosel and shut it down, but he needs to create loft here, so he's got to do something at the release to get that ball to come out soft.
Big wide stance, be a big swing. Throw that right hand under. Yeah.
Is that any good?
Wow.
A+.
Maybe one reason he's only made 1 bogey, Gary.
Very true. We go back to 11.
For the outright lead is Rahm. Another chance to show Justin Thomas that his putter is back here and staying hot.
And he's doing the little things, Dan. He certainly missed his second shot in the right place, gave himself plenty of green to work with, and then left the bunker shot under the hole. So very makeable, obviously, right back up the hill. Be aggressive.
And indeed, Jon Rahm takes his first lead outright this week here at the Zozo Championship. Got into this position with that 63 yesterday and just pours in his 5th birdie in the first 11 holes to pass Thomas for the moment as they come down the stretch. All right, Gary, let's set up this 15th.
Yeah, the signature hole here at Sherwood, Dan. 7 pools, 14 waterfalls. That's the beauty of the hole, but it is dangerous. There have been 23 balls in the hazard or penalty area.
$5.
Yeah, that's $5 in the can for me. You and I are tied this week now, Paul.
Yeah, we are.
All right, Cameron Champ on the tee. Does play downhill some 8 or 10 yards, so once that ball takes off, you're just holding your breath to see where it's going to land. And that one, why the hole's so difficult, it's up on an upper shelf, so anything that comes up short wants to release its way back down. The other is it's only 12 yards wide in the area where the hole is cut, so in order to play a good shot, you not only have to control the distance, you better control the line as well. Jon Rahm set to play.
6-iron in hand, Gary. And certainly with the solo lead, you'd love to hit something here that makes JT think about it a little bit. Very, very high. He's yelling at it to go. The wind's eating this one up, I think.
Yep, it is. That's going to leave an awkward shot. He's going to be standing down in the bunker well below the ball.
And also it's flaming world
Powered by Top Off.
You would have to bet this is going to be much lower than Rahm's. Same club, a penetrating draw, but overcooked.
And that is some really thick rough over there, although we can see the ball, which is a good thing. See how the rough is just swirling over there. Good 3.5 inches as we go to 13.
Another key par 5 for Cantlay to attack.
Well, most importantly, fairway first off the tee, and you can easily reach the green here at 13.
It's a quick pickup of the tee, so he likes it.
Yeah, that's a good shot from an elevated tee. It's an intimidating look, and you know before you draw it back the value of putting the ball on the short grass there, so that is really a way to respond.
Again, you got 13 at par 5. You got 16 at par 5 later for Cantlay as he tries to stay in this 3-man race.
JT talking it over with Jimmy. What
Big pull.
Yeah, drop the club. It's at the left edge. It could possibly catch some green.
It gets...
Almost did.
Yeah, it came close, but a little long. Not an easy shot left for Justin Thomas. Neither player, Rahm nor Thomas, able to hit the green there at the par 312.
He's had this shot, I'm sure, in the past, but you don't really practice.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I think it's better doing that than trying to hit like backwards.
It's the same shot we saw Matthew Wolff have on 10 Sunday at the U.S. Open.
Take more practice swings, you know what I mean? Or we can get a good feel for it. How that club's going to beat through the ground.
Good advice there from Adam Hayes, his caddy. Make some practice swings in a similar situation and get a sense of how that club's going to react going through the grass and what it's going to feel like. Difficulty, not only this, Paul, the stance and everything else, but with the hole cut on that back shelf, he's got to get it up that slope somehow.
Good. Okay.
First things first, just try to make good contact. That's not a given.
Just a little heavy.
Yep.
But all in all, he's got a putt that's makeable.
Well, he hit a pretty good shot there, Gary. Similar to the one on 18 yesterday. Completely surprised by how far the ball carried.
Well, Yushkan's going to absolutely expect to get this ball up and down. Certainly, it's not a given. You certainly have to control the pace that the ball is going to have as it comes out first bounce-wise. But if he flies this just over the fringe, he should have enough room to have it roll out and leave a fairly short par putt.
Well, he's had 18 opportunities to get the ball up and down so far this week, and he's managed to accomplish it 16 times. So obviously very adept at playing out of this long, overseeded rye grass.
And when he plays practice rounds, these are the shots around that he's far more concerned with than he is with drives and iron shots and things along those lines. So he's constantly working on this part of his game Tuesday and Wednesday.
Wood off that line.
Yeah.
Not exactly
Very often you see that. It's almost like he got too far under it, Paul, and caught the ball right on the top of the club.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
No go behind it at all. There's no meat in there up that high on the face.
Nope. He's got probably a little grass stain up there on the top of that club.
Yeah, and what's happening here is music to the ears of Patrick Cantlay, as both Rahm and Thomas could drop one there. Over at the 5th, Mickelson finishing up on this front 9. Trying to get some momentum going. He hasn't decided exactly where he's going to play next before the Masters. Could be in Houston. Could be a Champions Tour event. Back to 15.
Cameron Champ for birdie. Cam Smith playing in this group. We saw his tee shot in the playing through. Got on the left edge of the green. He was unable to make a birdie. And Cam Champ will make his par there at 15. So we'll go back to the 12th. Lengthy par putt for Rahm.
But I think it's actually a little bit more makeable than the putt Justin has, Gary, and this is right back up the hill, less break.
Struck firmly. No, not going to be. His last 40 holes.
Off a pretty good shot, too, Gary. A little bit of wind puffed up there, and he looked shocked when that 6-iron came up short. And JT didn't even hit his solid. And without the wind, he flew it all the way to pin high with the same club. And so it happened to Rahm on 18 yesterday. He said after his round that back nine's no joke when the wind's blowing. And it's not. There's some
Well, the holes sit in so many valleys, and most of them are tree line, that the wind can go all around and swirl a lot as we go to 14.
And
Wow, is right. Little fist bump as well.
That is just a gut check by Justin Thomas. Gary, what a player. Man, what a putt.
So, 2 tied at 22 under.
don't think he's fired up?
Yep.
Then the little pat on the putter as if to say, hey, sorry for that technical problem. This is over at the 5th. Tiger for par. This has been a rough ride for Tiger on this final round. As you can see, 3 bogeys, able to save that one at the par 5 5th. But is it even? And here's a look at the par 5 13th.
Well, the big part about that putt for JT is he's going to grab the honors and put the squeeze on Jon Rahm if he puts it in the fairway. They're going to have to lay up. Well, they did anyway the first 3 days. 3-wood off that tee, but today maybe a driver into the wind a little bit. The second shot is a really important shot. You cannot short side yourself on the left. It is that bunker's low. The grass is mowed over there. So on the green or a little right of the green is ideal. And he's going to hit a 3-wood. Remember, JT hit a flare a mile to the right here yesterday. Played his second shot off the cart path.
Looks like he's waiting for some play over to his right.
And the toughest aspect of this
16th tee is right over there.
The toughest aspect of this tee shot is the significance of it, for one, but the fact that it's so far downhill, Dan. Your trajectory's almost predetermined. He's that way up in the air.
Oh, give me a really good lie.
Going right again.
He's had several of those this week.
Yep. If you miss the fairway.
16.
All right, Cameron Champ at 19 under, par 5 here. Easily reachable if he hits a good tee shot. But that looks to be headed right. Penalty area down the right. Back to 13.
The last thing Champ needed was to see that.